Okay, I am back. I'm going to preface this video with the in-laws have COVID. They are 89, and so if my phone rings, I will be stopping to get it. So, beautiful birds and treetop treasures. We are back in with our 2-page spread of hummingbirds again. So, we are going to be doing this guy right here. Get all set up here. And then I'm going to show you the picture. This is a Crimson Topaz Hummingbird. So this is my reference photo. Okay? All right. Yes, we found out on Tuesday that the in-laws had COVID after being over there with them on Tuesday, like we normally do. And so hubby has it now too. But anyway, we will see. I am using Prismacolors 916 and then 917 and 942. So a lighter yellow, a really yellow, and then kind of like a yellow ochre, but not so much brown in it. And we are going to take off and just start right up here at the top of this bird. Okay? We're going to start right up in this area. And it's surrounded by a little bit of green, and then it's got some dark even around that. So because they didn't put an extra area for dark here, not quite sure how I'm going to handle that yet, but we're going to start in. So I'm going to start with the lightest, and the lightest is actually down here at the base. So whatever shades you're using, if you're doing these birds, start there. Then my second color. Get lighter where they overlap so that you get a nice blend in there. And then my third shade is going to come right up here to the top under the edge of that beak. And in the photo, it actually shows the green coming up under here some too. But again, when you're doing something that somebody's drawn, you can't always go true to what a photo shows. Okay? Coming back in with the lightest color and just going to blend that out. Yeah, so they are, the in-laws, they are terribly weak and have a cough. And other than that, no real appetite. And, you know, just they're elderly, so just terribly weak. So, okay, the next shades are going to be down in this area right through here. Okay, so I pulled 942, 1033, and then this one is 1002. So it goes between those. And this is going to be lighter down here at the base. And this really is more orangey than what this is. Okay. So, yeah, so hubby's symptoms are more allergy-like, and then just really tired with a cough. So, not, to me, it's not as bad. I can say that I don't have it, at least not yet, as bad as what we had when we had it last December. that put me to bed. He has been sleeping and his cough is there, but the rest of it's not quite as terrible. Again, that's me saying it and not having it. Then going to my next shade. But yeah, I do worry for them, so shoot prayers up for them. They, because they both have dementia, it's hard for them to remember why they feel so bad. But, you know, we do what we can. My sister-in-law is a jewel. She has been going over and just really kicking butt around their place, just taking care of any and everything she can, which has really helped because, yeah, we were doing laundry and stuff on Tuesday, and then my hubby took them both to the emergency room on Wednesday to see if there wasn't something to help, and it's basically a cough pill because this new variant is just different. Okay, and then to my darker shade. And so, yeah, so she's been going over and picking up the slack after she gets off work. And it's really helped to give us a little bit of recoup time. And we'll go over again this next week. I'm sure we'll mask and glove and do whatever we need to do that we can do to help out. But yeah, she's pretty awesome, y'all. If you don't have a sister-in-law or in-laws that you get along with, my apologies, because mine are pretty awesome. So, all right, so there's that part. That was those tail feathers hanging down. And again, like I said, they're more orangey, whereas this is more yellow. I guess I ought to stand up and make sure we're still in frame. We are. You know, I always worry about that, though. I also didn't set a timer. You know, I'm kind of scatterbrained, but this is, what is today, Saturday? And so I just want this done by Wednesday, and I know if I come down with COVID, I'm not going to feel like doing it later. So I know you'd be fine without it. It's who I am. Okay, so this is $9.89. And it's a really, like a fresh foliage, bright, what's it called? Chartreuse? Yes, chartreuse green. It's really, really bright. A bright in your face. And no, I don't have to get that. It's just a text or Facebook one. It can wait. Okay, then I'm going to come up to the face, and this is where I said some of this is green and then there's some black. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to treat all this with green. So I'm going to put the lighter across here and then get darker as we come up. Or I may do each one of these kind of separate. How's that sound? Just to lend a little bit of variety, so you could do that all in one section. Let's see, I'm trying to think how to do these since they've got the extra piece, and I think I'm just going to act like that's all one piece for now, instead of it being two little sections there. Actually, what I could do is come back later with a gel pen and go around it. Now don't do this because this is the eyeball. Okay, so don't do that little part. Okay, then I'm going to come in with my next shade, which is 912, and it is this one. I think it's apple green. And I'm just going to come through here like this. And I'm thinking I may not even do that darker shade up here. I may do it just on the bottom section because there's a little bit of this, you know, down here. and maybe it'll just make it a little bit different that way. Or I may use the darker shade just on these bits up through here. I don't know. I did pull colors ahead of time, but I'm just kind of winging the rest of it. It's just been one of those weeks, I'm telling you. One of those weeks. Alright, then down through here, same thing. But I'm not going all the way up in here because I'm going to allow that darker shade to go up in there. Okay? So is anybody actually doing all these birds? Is anybody working on this page with me? Or are you just watching for grins? Hey, if you're watching for grins even, I'm good with that. I enjoy people watching just to be watching. You know? Turn me on while you're cleaning your kitchen or cleaning house. Keeps you from being so lonely during the day. I don't know. But I'm good with that. I know there's commercials, but I try to keep those short. I've signed up for the shorts, so hopefully they are. Okay, so let's do just right here at each one of these. Just enough to let it look like it's tucked behind that one that's next to it. Actually, I'm still in the same color, aren't I? See, I told you I'm a little messed up today. That was 1096. That was the darkest shade. So yeah, I'm doing fine, I think. If not, I'm sorry, y'all forgive me. Maybe I should have just skipped videos and not had one for you, but I really wanted to reward everybody with a video just because y'all that watch all the time are so dedicated to watching. Okay, the next section. What I'm gonna do is this is actually like 2 or 3 big different colors. So in the middle, I'm doing 922. So I'm going to come in here through this middle section. Getting lighter as I come up. And then I will also get lighter as I go down. So as I go down towards y'all, down that way, it is going to get more burgundy-ish. As I come up, it's going to get more kind of orangey rust. Okay, so there's that one. Next, I'm just going to move my way up. This is 1032. This is actually pumpkin orange. And you can see where I'm overlapping here. It's really blending nicely. And that's what we want. We don't want to have to work hard to get our colors to blend. And I'm trying to keep it a light touch coming up, but this pencil, the lead on it is very soft. Okay. Then next is this terracotta, and it's 944. So this is going to come up right next to these little feathers, and then blending in. And you can see it's still blending nicely. Just slow down a little when you get to the little places in here. You don't want to go scraping up into that green because that would be harder to erase. Okay. Bring that all the way to the edge. And for you that are thinking, well, gee, didn't y'all just have COVID in December? We did, but it was a different strain. Yeah, don't know. We're also planning a little vacation, but we'll have to wait and see now how we're doing, because we're sure not going anywhere if we haven't completely cleared the COVID. So then next is 923. This is Scarlet Lake. So this is where I said it gets a little more red down here, and it got a little more orangey and brown up at the top. Overlapping again. And you know I'm going to take that middle color and blend everything together. I could have done each one of these little ridges, but I opted to use the space as a whole. All right, now get right inside that little loop there. And carefully go around everything. Like I said, there's a time when you just need to slow down. For you that are in coloring books, keep it clean over on Facebook, the coloring book group. Why don't you post below an idea for the challenge next month? I seriously do not have one in mind yet. Yeah. And you're probably going to suggest some that maybe we've already done. And there's no way I could pick everybody's, but if y'all throw some ideas out, it'll at least give me something to go from and maybe kickstart me an idea. Okay, I'm back to 922, and now I'm going to blend. Just blend this all together, and it should look as if it's going from a red through an orange and ending with brown. And you know me, I'm going to sit later and I'm going to blend this some more. It is what I do. But for now, I do want to make a run through so that you get a pretty good look at what it's going to be like. Okay. And like I said, I'll go through all this again, make sure all the little white bits are out of there. Okay, time for me to stand up and see what time. 18 minutes in. I think we're doing pretty good. Now, a lot of the rest of this is pretty dark. So let's go. I pulled these browns, and then I also pulled some grays. Let's look at the grays first. So I pulled 50% cool gray, which is 1063, and then 1065, which is 70%, and then 1067, which is 90%. And this, I knew I wanted to pull for this beak, okay? And again, in the picture, all of this is black, including this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to keep the top part right here in the lightest shade. Okay, so even though I colored down here, I kept it very light, light touch. Okay, not full coverage. I've got full coverage across the top because that is where the light would be hitting and reflecting off of this beak. Okay, then I'm going to take the next shade and do right up here close to the face. Right up here, y'all. Follow that line. I'm going to just kind of feather that out. Feather it right into the lighter shade. Then I'm going to take my darkest shade and I'm going to come under and do the rest of this. I'm trying to see if there's a way I can keep my hand out of the way of the camera for y'all. But I am quite literally just going underneath there. And I am going to bring it down into that V so that it looks like it's pushed down in there. Back to the thing about COVID for a minute. For anybody in the US, now I'm coming back with my lightest gray to blend. You can go to, I don't remember the name of the website. Look up free COVID testing kits. And it's with the government. We've already had 8 sent to us, and I just got to order 8 more. They're 2-packs, so the 4 came in the first batch, and I'm getting 4 more. Yeah, just so many people did not sign up that they've got all these kits just sitting there now. So that's how we're able to keep ourselves in check here at home. Okay, so then there's the beak. So that's that part. Again, let me stand up and refer to the photo again. There's the beak, and you can see it's lighter across the top. And then right through here is all that black, and the eye is just a shiny spot. Then the wings that come down through the sides are all pretty dark. There's a little bit of orange there. And then that scissor tail action at the bottom is all dark. So that is where I went ahead and pulled the dark browns. But because we noticed that there was a little bit of color action going in on those sides, I am going to pull number 1002, which is in here, and I am going to do right here and a little bit here. And then I'm going to go over and repeat it on this side. And then the other color that I had used earlier was 1033. I'm going to use that as my tuck under the edge so that it looks like it's overlapped or down underneath. So we're going to do that. And then remember in the picture just now, we also saw, I'm going to come back and blend that, we also saw a bit of green. So in the interest of that green, we are going to grab the 2 darkest out of the ones that we used earlier. So I'm going to grab number 912 to start with, which is the apple green. And I'm going to put it right here. And do we want to go all the way up? Yeah, I think I'm going to. I'm going to go ahead and come up with this. And it may not be. It may be that it was supposed to have been another color. But again, the photo I'm going from, you know, it's just different than what's drawn here. So maybe you'll have a different photo to come from. Okay? And then I'm going to use this Kelly green the number 1096 to tuck right up under there, so it looks like that's up underneath. Just tuck it right up underneath there. Now, because some of that face almost looked like it was real shiny, that's where I'm going to pull in some of these browns. So the browns that I pulled are 946, 947, and then a black. So I'm going to do one side on each of these and then let you do yours on both sides, but I'm trying to go ahead and get this done in one filming. So that, and then I'm going to go just here and down. Then my second brown is going to go here so that it looks like it's tucked back in there. There's not a lot of difference, but just enough to get it back in there. And I'm noticing there's another little piece of wing here, and we will do that in the darker shade that was up there. Same thing on this side. And then I'm going to tuck the darker part here and down here at the base. And I may do a chalk background on this, make it look like clouds or something. Then what I'm going to do is use the dark color here and all the way down. I didn't go back to the light shade, okay? All right, then up here, same thing here that we did over here. Then this, I do believe I'm going to pull out those grays, and I'm going, and the black, and I'm going to do all of this black, okay, and all of this black, and then I'm going to turn to the darkest gray through here, blend into the black, blend into the black, and you will see this finished when I come back with the next video. I just know I'm fixing to run out of time. Then here I'm going to do the black eye, leave just a little white spot in it. And in fact, in this picture, that whole thing is black. Okay, so then our darker gray here, I'm going to go ahead and just do dark gray here. And then I'm going to do black down there. I think the other thing that I will do is I will come in with a white posh? No, that's not how you say it. Portia? Anyway, the pen, and kind of outline that eye a little bit, just so that it shows up. Okay, and then my black here, blending in. And again, I will show you this whole thing in the next video when we go on to the next bird. I just don't want to have to tag on a second video for like 5 minutes of finishing this up. So anyway, y'all have fun, and I will see you later. Bye.